I'm going to start with something that most people don't want to hear. You can train hard, you can eat perfectly, you can even dial in your hydration and your supplements, but if your sleep is off, everything else is limited. So, sleep, it's not just recovery, it's when your body actually repairs, grows, and gets the adaptations that you want. That's stronger, that's greater performance, a better body composition. Training breaks down your body, sleep is what builds it back stronger. So let's talk about why sleep matters. Most people underestimate how powerful sleep really is. Research shows that getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night is associated with the best health outcomes and performance, bar none. When sleep drops below that, everything starts to decline. Energy drops, recovery slows down, and that progress you're looking for, it stalls. All right, let's talk about muscle growth and recovery. Here's the key idea I want you to grasp. Training creates the stimulus. Sleep creates the adaptation, like we talked about earlier. Now, during deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone. This repairs muscle tissue, and then this also reduces inflammation. When sleep is limited, that entire process is compromised. Now, studies show that sleeping fewer than 6 hours can reduce muscle protein synthesis up to 30%. So that means that even if your training and nutrition are on point, your body can't fully respond. All right, let's talk a little bit about hormones and fat loss. Sleep is also directly impacting of your hormones. When you're sleep deprived, your body increases cortisol. This is your stress hormone. And at the same time, testosterone and growth hormone therefore then decreases. Your hunger hormones are also affected too. Ghrelin increases, which makes you hungrier. Leptin decreases, which makes it harder to feel full. And this is why poor sleep leads to more cravings and worse food choices. In fact, studies show cravings for high calorie foods can increase by 25 to 30% when your sleep is low. Interesting. All right, let's focus in on some decision making. Sleep is also your brain's reset system. When you're well rested, your focus is sharper, your decisions are better, and your reaction time improves. When your sleep is deprived, impulse control drops and consistency becomes harder. This is why people don't just fall off track, they often become sleep deprived first. Now let's look at what optimal sleep looks like. Let's keep it simple. The goal is 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. A practical target is about 8 hours in bed to get at least 7 hours of sleep. And just as important as duration is consistency. So going to bed and waking up at the same time every day is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Speaking of habits, let's talk about how to stay consistent. Consistency with sleep comes from structure, not willpower alone. Start with a consistent sleep and wake time. Then layer in a few key habits, like let's focus on getting some sunlight within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This is going to help your circadian rhythm. Reduce light exposure at night, limit caffeine after early afternoon, and these habits align your internal clock and make sleep easier. Now let's talk about how to create a helpful sleep environment, because your environment matters more than you think. Keep your room cool instead of warm, ideally around 65 to 68 degrees. Make it dark using blackout curtains or an eye mask if those are helpful. Use a fan or white noise if that's helpful. These small changes can actually have some improvements for your sleep quality as well. All right, now what does a night routine look like? You don't just fall asleep, you prepare for sleep. You create a simple wind down routine, typically 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Dim the lights, reduce screen time, and do something relaxing like reading or stretching or breathing techniques. Avoid large meals, alcohol, and caffeine late in the day. Now, I love this question I get all the time. What about naps? If your sleep isn't perfect, short naps can really help. So 20 to 30 minute naps can improve energy and recovery quite a bit. Just avoid napping too late in the day, as that can disrupt sleep. Now let's set some expectations. You don't need to fix your sleep overnight. Start small. Even improving your sleep by 30 to 60 minutes per night can lead to better energy, better recovery, and stronger workouts, and therefore results. Now, the shift happens when you stop thinking, I'll sleep when I can, and start thinking, sleep is part of my training and what I'm pursuing, because it is. So, at Actualize, we treat sleep like a non negotiable because it impacts your strength, your recovery, your hormones, your focus, your long term health, everything. When you improve your sleep, everything else is going to improve. We say it all the time, but keep it simple, keep it consistent, and treat sleep like the performance tool